Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter, and Vaike was going to say something for the break.
Yes, I wanted to read this by The Punch. It said, meanwhile, checks by The Punch revealed that the total budgetary allocation to the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation from 2020 to 2024 is 2.8 trillion, according to the data from the Budget Office. 2.8 trillion. And look at people. People are still suffering. Okay. Then it goes on to say, figures show that in 2020, 2021, 2022, 453 billion, 456.1 billion, 506 billion. Come on. This is money that Nigeria, one, we can't afford it. Number two, have you, go and ask the poor people, have they enjoyed any of this billion that we are hearing? It's not fair.
Well, one of the reasons why this ministry was created was because of the north. Remember, it was in the northeast. It was started. So, there's the poor of the poor.
Yeah, so really poor people, especially those who were staying in camps after all the
IDP camps.
The IDP camps, you know, they were really poor. Many of them didn't have access to banks and things like that. And so it was to make sure that funds got to them. Now we're investigating the former minister and NSIPA, Boza Halima Shehu, because they said monies that were supposed to go. When this minister, that's Betta Edu, came in, we realized that some monies did not go to the vulnerable, as they said. Now, that's why I agree with Mora, where we were saying, until we find out if Betta thinking, look at the backlog that we should have done all this time.
Yes.
We haven't sent it to them, maybe because of bureaucracy or the corruption. I need to make sure that money gets to the vulnerable as soon as possible. So until we can determine that that money never got to the people, you know, I'm willing to give her that period of investigation, you know, benefit of the doubt that it was her passion that allowed her to flout due process. As of this time, I would say she has flouted due process. Because she has not embezzled categorically. And has not embezzled categorically. So I'm waiting for the investigation. I hope for our own sake that that is the case in point, and that no one in the process of sending this money out has taken out 2% or 5%, because then she will have nothing to stand on. Now, we know that systems have been put in place, really, as bureaucratic as it is because we want to protect public funds from being embezzled by people, and also for the officials themselves, so that they don't find themselves in trouble. For those that are so bureaucratic, they know that if you find any mistake, you are likely to just call me all sorts of names. So it takes a longer time. Now we have Nigerians that don't care about bureaucracy. They don't care how long you say the process is. People are hungry. Send the money. Simple. You say the money is there. What is taking so long? So I find that, you know, a lot of people in that space always, and we look at them, we call them proactive. We call them the smart ones. How they find a way to make sure that funds get across. Now, I go back again. Those in the civil service, were they sabotaging her? Or were they just being quite honest unusually in 2024? So which we commend them for.
In one mouth, we want due process. In another mouth, we want things to be done. Yes, rightly, but at the same time, how do we therefore marry both? Where we still have the checks. Now, that's where technology comes in for a lot of these things, where it's easier. But in our own situation right now in this country, how do we make it more effective so that the poor people, so that somebody's not embezzling billions, a minister comes in and wants to ensure that that money gets to the people. So by trust of Ajuri, take this 500 million, please. Make sure you
don't collect it.
Don't give me.
Don't collect it.
So we need to start.
Because I don't even know. They have not called Bridget. Bridget is not in EFCC.
And very soon, everybody.
They are going to investigate.
So,
but we are not talking about.
I hope for her sake. That is Betta Edu. I hope for her sake that she's innocent.
Why is the president not seeing her, don't you think? Why did...
So that you will not be seen to be influencing anything. No, but at least let the investigation go on. She is
your minister. At least you should at least give her that benefit. Okay, let me give you that. Let you get a word in. Okay, let me see you. I'm asking you a question.
Let me tell you. Let me talk from the president's point of view. The president is already trying to win the heart of Nigerians, and Nigerians are not even agreeing for him. Now, he's under pressure. Now, you, minister that have trusted.
That should know better.
You are now... please, no.
Let them sort you out first.
Don't, stay away. Clear your name and come back.
Don't stay in the bag. So...
He didn't sack her. Suspended her. And then he asked EFCC. Investigates. Now, hopefully, she will come out clean.
Hopefully.
How BMO will come out clean?
Who is BMO?
Bridget. out how she shared the money.
Let me take this call. I can just calm down. Let me take this.
And who
this call. Hello, BMO on that. I mean, who's on the line?
Who's on the
Rotimi, thanks for calling. You're live. Rotimi, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, TBC.
Good morning, yes, sir, you're live.
God bless you. Yes, my name is Rotimi. Yes, I love the program that is on currently.
Yeah.
And I share in the passion of, your new team,
Yeah.
You see, I'm a retired public servant.
Okay.
Okay? And I want to make a point clear
Yes.
from what I've read so far on this issue.
Yes.
See, the 585.something million, my sister, is still intact. So let's get this very carefully.
The money.
That money is still intact. This you can support from the position of the Accountant General. The Accountant General has confirmed to the whole world that truly she received an instruction from the minister.
Yes.
But that it was not acted upon.
Yes.
Do you understand? So because it is the Accountant General that will now authorize Central Bank to release that money. So as it stands today, that money has not been released.
Oh.
That 505 million has not been released to that ministry.
To BMO.
So what I suspect is, maybe, like you said, with the passion that woman has, to execute her project, perhaps that is another money somewhere within the ministry, which she has now gone ahead to ask that, the budget and co should use in anticipation of the final release of 585 million. And this was where probably was gotten it wrong. Do you understand?
Yes.
That 585 million has not been released at all, according to the
Point taking.
from,
Point taking, Mr. Rotimi. BC, you're trying to get in.
So sometimes, because we're in a hurry to do things, because we're passionate about it, we may end up messing things up. And at the end of the day, all the rush now, the money is still there, nothing has been done. The people you wanted to quickly give the money to, they have not died. They're still waiting for the money. So there's nothing wrong in, just following the path, following the laws that be. Just, you can hasten it with dialogue and conversation and asking questions. It could also be possible that the Accountant General was even trying to protect her by saying, we have done this for a long time, but this is not the way we do this anymore. Can you just wait? Yes. Can you just wait a bit and go through what we can do? We can hasten this. But you know how we can get sometimes. I have the idea, I want to jump. Sometimes you jump into hell, just trying to be in a hurry. Let it be, let people see that I am working. Calm down. Time would help you, do things better. Now you have done this, you have landed here, and all the conversations are coming. And going forward, people will always look at you 2 times. Are you sure? Are you not sure? You have put yourself in that spot because you just want to quickly do it. If you want to just rush things, even in the developed world, where we see that their processes are still working, they don't rush. Everything follows the system. This bureaucracy we're complaining about is individuals that are holding on to these files and not doing the job that they're supposed to do. So hurry up the individual to sign what they're supposed to sign. It's not about you jumping the process, but getting people to do the work they're supposed to do. And when they don't do it, find a way to kick them out.
I want to add something. Listen, we heard you. I hear you, and I love the Nigerianness in you. You want to get things done. It's really good. It's fine. Yeah. But you see, I have done some work from civil service, and I know that if if civil servant says, this file, you're not getting it. You will not find it. You'll come, sign it. Okay, I didn't see that file. I brought it here yesterday. I wasn't around when you brought it. That file is on the table. But you see, it goes beyond getting people to do things. Yeah. If they choose not to. So if somebody will come with a better energy, it doesn't have time to that.
So I like what she also said, and also lessons learned. So sometimes you think you're young, you're a technocrat, you know what's up, and then you come with an attitude.
Yes.
All these old quacks that don't even know what they're doing. People say, I'm here for business. We must learn humility and how to work with people. I sort of mentioned it earlier. You have to learn to work with people, buy their trust and their loyalty. Nobody, no matter how big you think you are, nobody is unimportant or insignificant. Even the person that is opening the door for you and closing the door for you. Especially not civil servants. So
civil servants.
sit with them. Talk to them. These are our plans, so this is where we are headed. Have their buy-ins. We are doing this. If we do well, it's all of us that do well. So we need to learn that. Don't come here and be saying, I'm the madam right now. I sort everything. If you don't talk, we throw you out. They'll be like, we'll meet you down the road.
Let me take this call.
I've been here for almost 30 years.
Yes.
You will just come. You are any more than me.
Yes.
You are flying up and down. Then you come and talk down to me.
My granddaughter's age mate.
Let me take this call. Afolabi from Songo. Thanks for calling. You're live. Afolabi, go ahead, please. You're live.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. I greet everybody in the house.
Good morning.
Yes, I think the issue at the front burner is a very big issue. And if we are trying to pacify or justify the deed that has been done, I think this is not the time to do that. I think the real problem is that the minister jumped due process. Once she jumped due process for procurement, she has actually committed an offense, whether we like it or not. Now, the others now depends on how and who, what are the chain of areas for which that money has gone to. That's another area. I learned and I read on news yesterday about the Interior Minister involving in some of the money credited to his company, to his former company. He said allegedly his former company, and he was even justifying that company of his that serving in the public service, that the public service does not prohibit such an action, which I faulted him. There is a prohibition for when you are working as TVC, as you are a salary earner, there is no any form of authority given to you to own a company that will be taking contract. Maybe it is a contract or
I'm having trouble with hearing Mr. Afolabi very well. But you see, let's go back to this issue of due process, because what I don't like on the streets of social media is how they've twisted this whole thing. See, if you want to get information, let's get information accurately and treat it accurately. Yeah. It's so easy to start bringing up videos of her trying to say, oh, this woman is this. The fact that somebody skipped due process doesn't mean she's a thief. Doesn't mean she discredits her competence. Doesn't discredit her as a person, as a woman, or as a young person. It just says you skipped this process that you should have done, because these are government funds, not personal funds. Now, the fact that on social media, they're now making her look, or what the media is portraying her as, oh, see, oh, this young lady, oh, she has stolen or she has embezzled. We need to make that, and I keep saying, let's make that differentiation. Because, I mean, this is how just paint somebody and make it look as if the person did. Let's take a few comments on social media as we basically jump in here.
Yeah, so I wanted to say that it's unfair the way people are carrying on.
Yes.
Especially because she's a young person. You know, they've always said that all these young people that are agitating. No, hold on now. You know how narratives go. All these young people that are agitating for power, they will do worse. They will do worse. You're not here tomorrow. Now we have given them an opportunity. See all the things that the young people are doing. This has nothing to do with age.
Exactly.
If somebody makes a mistake, that can be corrected. Yeah. If somebody commits a crime, that can be corrected. Whether you are young or you are old, you are a Gen Z or you are a millennial or you are a boomer, whoever you are, we are human beings and we can all make mistakes. So all those people who are going to sit back now in a few years' time to say, we have given young people an opportunity, but they also fritter it away, or they also embezzle. We've had old people too in those positions who have done the same thing. Yeah. So a crime is a crime, a mistake is a mistake, and we can all be corrected in that.
We're going to wrap up on this. Let's take a few comments. And
just as you said, you know, it's really about information. Maybe also many Nigerians were not really aware. You know, they didn't understand the difference. Hopefully, after this, they get to know the difference. And I think Nigerians also will allow them to determine what they think the proper punishment for someone who flouts due process should be. But also, you know, there's something Wage had alluded to initially, which is the way in which money is being disbursed in that ministry. Let's look at it. What do Nigerians really prefer for the most vulnerable of our vulnerables? Do we prefer like capital projects instead? Should they build hospitals for them, schools for them, or do we want to still hand out cash to them? Do we think that is better? Because many times when government comes up with different policies, if they go capital project place away, we hear Nigerians say, no, people need money in their hand. They need to eat. If you don't put money in their hand, they say, no, build schools, build, you know. So I know that government is always trying to walk the balance. Yeah. Let's do this and also put money in the hands. But I'm asking Nigerians, should we completely take away putting money, cash in people's hands?
No. We can do both.
That's a conversation for another day.
Thank you.
We can do both.
Thank you, Ajuri.
Yes,
You have said
it's just the manner in which we will do it.
Look, I spend a lot of time watching TVC Reporters' Files.
Okay.
And you see, I think her name is Betty. Not Betta, Betty. She goes into these villages. And look, I saw Osun State the other day. Osun is rich in gold. The people are suffering. The people are suffering. Meanwhile, this ministry has billions from 2020 to 2023. Come on. Do something with the money. Let people see. Look, there's one thing that all these governors do. Any small project they do, they will put themselves on, whether it's TVC or anywhere, they will be doing, this governor did this, I did this, they will be hailing themselves. Donald Duke never, but we all heard.
Yes.
We heard. I never saw any advert on TV on what he did, but we heard what he did because your good work will speak for you.
And it's not even your work.
So by the time you start to hail yourself by yourself on TV,
it's not your personal phone. So why are you hailing yourself?
On that note,
you have not done the right thing.
We have to wrap up. Thank you.
When Nigerians say blow your trumpet
on this segment, don't mind. They talk about all this
side of their mouth. People will say blow. If you don't blow your trumpet, who will blow it for you?
Don't blow anything.
Look, you want to
let me check that one. Like
I agree with that. That's how I've always agreed, but they always tell you.
You people know me. I don't blow my trumpet. I do not.
Oh yes.
But people talk about me because of celebration.
They know you. What you're doing.
But I've never gone to say, oh, I'm the founder of it. I don't.
Yeah.
But your good work will speak for you. So if you do your work well, your good work will speak for you. So they should all stop hailing themselves.
Okay, amen to that.
All we can take on this segment.
Yes, amen to that.
We'll come back, we'll bring in our guests for the sponsored segment. Stay with us, super.
Welcome.
Thanks for staying with us. We had to bring in that guest just to talk about and celebrate the 100 years of great work they're doing in the country. But we're going to go back to the comments of our previous topic on the minister, the suspended minister for Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Betta Edu. Let's take a few comments and then we...
Before we do, just check Waike's temperature. Are you okay?
Waike is fine. Okay. The inner wheel has calmed down.
Okay.
Comments, Waike, go ahead. Comments on social media.
Yeah, Emmanuel says, without rules, society is nothing but savages. The excuse of the end justifies the means, being advances abysmal at best, especially in a country where everyone that has ever had the opportunity has looted the treasury. There is nothing like passion to get things done. It's fraud. He says, correct. If those trillions were spent fixing roads to villages and farm settlements, poverty would reduce.
Yes, Honorable Ademola Alalade says the suspension of the humanitarian minister is not out of place if there's any indication of misappropriation. We should allow investigation to be done, and the outcomes should be made public for us to know if it was justified for her to be suspended or not. And Emmanuel also says anyone can be excused for being ignorant of the financial regulations, but certainly not one that has served in an executive capacity as state commissioner. She is quite familiar with the FR tool, which described her conduct as fraudulent in very clear terms. Let's not pretend.
And Oluwaseun on YouTube says, Oluwaseun Olatunde says, why is it that the ministries that are working, that are having issues, now Ministry of Interior, soon you will hear why? Why? 50-something, something is fishy. There are ministries that are not, there are ministries that are not working. So he's saying they are accusing the ministries that are working.
Even the one with the passport, Interior, he has been accused of doing something
being
similar.
part of it.
No. The accusation, because I watched him, the accusation is that his ministry, his
company that he resigned in 2019 was being one of the contractors.
Yes.
Yeah. And he said he resigned back in 2019.
The more work, the more opportunity to eat. That's normal. So Fiona says, Betta didn't cooperate with the stakeholders and Wahala Day. Corey Michael says, then EFCC should probe the civil service if it's that corrupt. Mr. Pepple here says they should create accounts for the people in the camp now. New accounts will be created of NYSC core members in the camp, irrespective of their previous bank account. It can be done. So he's just saying how they can go on helping with, disbursing money. You can always create an account for that. We have a lot here.
I still ask that same question. Why did Madam Attorney General not process that document? It's not the first time. They've always had requests like that.
Things have changed.
Why did... No, things have not changed.
Power has changed.
Okay,
We'll see. Emmanuel again says, anyone that has had close dealings with government MDAs knows such conduct is rather the norm than the exception. I doubt any federal government appointee can survive a forensic audit. So that goes to the question that, Corey's a comment that says, we should probe the civil service.
Yeah, Corey also says government expenditure is too large. The civil service needs to be streamlined and overhauled.
And I also feel that it's the same civil service that probably stopped her from seeing the president. I seriously doubt it, because sometimes the president will not know that you want to see him. He's all the way in his office. So it's from the overzealous civil servants at the gate say, don't let her enter, don't let her enter. I'm sure, I want to believe, because this is your minister that you appointed. You are categorically appointed her. So I would have think for a leader, in the minimum, at least hear me out.
We'll see,
in the minimum, hear me out, hear my own side of the story, then I'll go to the EFCC. Send him a message, Abby.
These things are everywhere in government,
his number.
actually.
I don't have his number. You don't have his number.
These things are everywhere in government, actually.
Exactly.
Betta Edu's case coming to light with all the leaks is likely due to fallout with the PERMSEC or other ministry staff. Political appointees like ministers approving or seeking such fund transfers are the norm, not the exception. Yes, so a lot of people have said there's been so many leaks, the documents back and forth, we're seeing them.
Because
that shows that there's
can you remember that minister that had a problem?
Fashola, the way Fashola was, I think Fashola told us back then that the commissioner, was it Fashola? I can't remember who was saying that. The commissioners themselves don't have the authority to sign anything. It's the PERMSECs. Your job as commissioner really is to bring in the vision, the direction of the ministry, but to sign check, because the PERMSECs are the ones that are always going to be there. Yeah. So they're the ones that actually have access to the books.
It's not even the PERMSECs.
Can do approvals.
It's the accountant general.
No, he can, but the PERMSECs in the ministry would approve before it goes to
approve.
Yes.
It's the PERMSEC that will approve, and if the PERMSEC hates you, God help you.
Alex Rampam, there are more comments.
Yes,
Alex Rampam says, Happy New Year, ladies. In the federal, state, and local government services, the FM Financial Memorandum guides every form of financial transaction, expenditure, and spells out limits to which they are made. It does not allow payments to individual special accounts above 2 million.
Mount Rushmore is saying the president who suspended her could have called her if he wanted to see her. So
I think, I'm not talking for anybody. I just think the president is like, which kind of scandal is this? I beg.
There's too much on my plate right now.
I beg. Go and face your. So I advise EFCC, what they should do.
Do the proper.
BMO. Collector.
Stop calling her BMO.
My coach is BMO.
Who is your coach?
I have one coach like that, Coach BMO. Please, don't be mixing up this thing.
It's Bridget, Mojisola. That's what I'm saying. You want me to be saying the whole full name like that?
Don't forget, there are plenty BMOs.
Bridget is fine.
So if you are BMO, just identify that I'm not the
Bridget, the
one that collected the money.
Then Olushola James Taiwo says, Happy New Year, lovely ladies. I commend the president for his spontaneous response to Edu saga. The investigation should be made public when completed, and she shouldn't be scapegoated. Others in similar misdemeanor should be named and shamed as well.
Let me take Kunle. Good morning, Kunle from Ojo. Nima hasn't called this morning. I was expecting Nima's...
She's resting.
Nima's on this show. Caller Kunle from Ojo.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're live.
How are you?
Very well, sir.
Yeah, please, I'm sorry that I have to go by this time. I want to make a comment concerning Betta Edu.
Go ahead, you're live. It's your view, let it count.
The problem in Nigeria is that we always like to bring people down. That's the problem in Nigeria.
Always like to what?
That lady has been working. It is one of the best ministers in Tinubu's government. According to that, the other man or something, that they are the most very hard-working in this government. The reason why that lady is being brought and corruption fighting back, the lady was involved in exposing about 40-something million naira that was treasury, and they want to bring that down by all means.
Yeah.
The idea of collecting money, that ministry is a new ministry. Everybody knows that it's a new ministry, and the way of functioning in that ministry is bringing cash. Even in the past, I listened to her on the TVC interview some time ago. Yes, she said she's trying to rebrand everything the way they operate in that ministry. But they just want to bring the lady down by all means. It is people, those Kaba or whatever, they want to bring that down. I don't believe that lady is so, she's so...
We wait for the investigations, but there are people like Williams Davis that say, so far she did not defend herself by saying nothing like that was done. It means she embezzled the money because the Accountant General already advised her, and it means she went ahead to do it behind the scene. Please, who approved the money? We need to ask ourselves this question. Since the Accountant General did not approve, he also goes ahead to say, please don't forget, she also took flight money, 300,000 and 200,000 each for her and her 7 aides to Kogi, when Kogi don't even have an airport. Also took cab money. Meanwhile, they drove to Kogi, so...
it's like Nigerians want to see thieves. Like we are always so cynical and skeptical of government.
No,
we are ready to point fingers at every slight thing. This is true. So you tell us, a coach, that you see what you want to see. You're constantly looking for thieves, and you will find it. In this situation, this woman has not stolen anything. She's trying to work, but no, Nigerians only see that they want to steal our money. Which your money are they stealing safe?
You're not your money. This one that you use.
Fatima Salam says, if you wanted to be a proactive, be proactive, follow due process and do follow-up, getting things done on time. There is always an SLA for every project. It's not a personal business or foundation. And I have to read this comment, very negative comment from Oluwaseun.
It's still negative, don't read it.
I don't read it now.
He says, women, we don't give our position again.
For what?
Feel like saying na kitchen we go put una. As our billions are going wings.
So that we're going to still only meet our fish. No, don't do that.
And don't do that. Grocery money.
And you see, why I read that comment, I just have to say this. I really hope and pray that she is exonerated.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because it will be...
For all our sakes.
She will.
All our sakes. Yeah. And for the sake of young people.
Yeah. She will be.
She was a... what do you call?
She's a millennial.
A beacon.
Yes.
For young people,
for young,
she was a beacon for women. Yeah. So I hope...
Oh, beautiful women too.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Do you see all the pictures they're showing?
Fine, babe.
Because it was supposed to, you know,
even the purple thing she was like, how do I even get my toilet to really go and call it?
You really?
She's like, this is
Bury. This is Bury.
Every time they put her, there's another picture. Every time they put her, I just say,
we have no problem finding pictures of Betta Edu.
So, but if we hope that she's innocent, but even if she's not innocent, men have been doing this a long time. That's not the issue. We should not use sex as the issue right now. Gender as the issue right now.
Me, I believe.
And if she's not innocent, she should be made to face the wrath of the law.
Yes. Which law? Just due process. Why can please I beg? Let's calm down.
Whatever it is. What if it's finding out about
due process is too stringent?
Well, what if in investigating due process we now hear that BMO removed 10%?
So you two
that's BMO. So at the level level of BMO is a different matter, but it's really better removed from there.
Because how would you know a BMO? How would you know somebody that can be removed and be putting money?
Because I can trust you to give me 500 million, BC.
Don't give me that kind of money. Don't give me.
Don't give me that kind of money. I will tell you who.
Don't put in my personal account.
Please. Money go miss, so.
No, you no go miss, but don't give me.
No, me. It go miss.
Time up. We have to go.
From my account?
No.
We have to go.
I have to be a treasurer holding money.
The show has ended. That is all we can take on today's show.
Don't give me that kind of money.
We wish
give me, I can hold
Dr. Betta Edu the best in the investigation, and really hope, I personally hope that, you know, she's able to be exonerated, honestly, because as Waike said, she is a beacon for lots of women and young people. Wish you all the best. That's all we can take on today's show. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.